So what does it feel like to be a new mom?
Oh, I love it. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Because, like, it's, it's not an easy job, but in the mornings when I wake up, or like he's my little alarm clock, he's going off, practicing words. I look over and I'm just like, good morning. And instantly he lights up. And it's just like the best thing in the world is he saw mom's face. And I'm like, that's just, that feeling, like nothing can replace that,
Well, okay, if you had to name the feeling, what do you think is the most dominant feeling that you feel now that you're
Bliss.
Oh.
I would say bliss. I think honestly, it's like, I don't know, I walk around just kind of like, I feel like he picked me. That kind of feeling.
I didn't even think it was possible, but you actually do seem happier than you seemed before. And you're a pretty, chipper person.
Yeah. I feel like being a new parent, you develop like a brightness in your eyes and in your smile that even though they're like squinty because you're so tired and sleep deprived, you're like glowing in a way. Like I get the glow thing now because you literally feel shiny. Like you feel just like,
Yeah, I guess it's like some kind of honeymoon phase.
I hope not. I hope it lasts forever.
But people say terrible twos. And I've heard other people say, I hate that people even say terrible twos. But they make it sound like when your kid's a toddler that it's super hard or terrible. I don't know. We never had a toddler.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a perspective thing. Like maybe it's like just like the newborn phase is freaking hard. Maybe at the same time it's also so freaking beautiful. Yeah. And maybe like each phase is like that, and like depending on how you're feeling at that moment, depending on if your kid was really cutting up that day or not, maybe, you know what I mean? Because I have days where I'm like, I need a nap, but mostly I feel like just pure and utter bliss. Now he is at the age right now where they can't really do much like bad stuff.
Yeah.
So that probably makes it easier.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got diaper changing, stuff like that. And you cry.
But nothing like bad.
Yeah, but it's like mostly so fun. Like this is the best age.
Right?
Like 5 months.
Right? I feel like, being a new parent is just like, you can't really imagine what it's going to be like. Like as much as you prepare and research and look at all these subreddits and whatever, you can't really know until you experience it.
Yeah, and it's like some of the feelings that I feel now, I don't even know what to call them.
If you had to pick a word, what's the closest word to it?
The closest word to just overall, I would say joy. It's just so much easier to smile now.
Yeah.
He smiles, I smile. It's that simple. But before, it's like you almost need something good to happen to smile. And like we were pretty happy. Yeah. So I even like just talking to you and cutting up and joking around. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
But that's still like something that has to happen. But it's just like he doesn't have to smile actually. I could just look at him.
Yeah.
You just look at him, he's sleeping, smile, you're happy. Like, oh, look, he looks so comfy. Oh, he's happy. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more joy.
Yeah.
But joy that word isn't deep enough.
It's such a simple word for a complex emotion.
It's not deep enough.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Joy, fulfillment, happy. You got to wrap it all up.
Yeah.
And that's what like the positive side of being a new parent feels like.
Since there's like a part of it that feels like completion of the circle of life in a way.
Oh yeah, I think about my mortality a lot more now.
Yeah, like what do you mean? Like
just like I'm gonna die one day, and that's gonna affect him. You know what I mean? And then it's like he's the next generation. It's like right now, well, before having a kid, it's like for our bloodline, just for me and you individually, we're the new generation, so to speak. We're the youth, we're the future, the future leaders of America. That's us. Then when you have a kid, that's him.
Yeah, we're middle-aged.
We're now raising the next generation as opposed to like we're the end of the generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think about that.
Yeah. I read that the hardest part about being a parent is that one day you're going to have to leave your child.
Oh.
And I could never understand that before becoming a parent because it's like I can't think, one day my parent's going to leave me and that feels a certain, what I mean? It's hard to conceptualize that, to feel that, But now I get it,
Yeah, so I think about that a decent amount, maybe every week.
Every week?
I don't know. I just think about it a lot more now.
Jeez, man.
Gotta have my affairs in order, okay?
Yeah.
And now I think about my own parents. My parents are both still alive.
Yeah.
But it's like, as I think about my own mortality, I think about theirs. It's like we're raising the future generation now. And
so
now
you are replacing.
Yeah, it's like as you bring in a new generation, the older generation goes out.
Right.
I mean, you can't keep everyone here forever. So I know, I just think about that. That's something I did not know I would be thinking about as we became parents.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like we went from sort of like, I feel like I was running on a treadmill, right? Like running in place in a way, to like now making progress.
Right.
Like getting somewhere with it.
Well, I feel like you probably felt like you were running in place because like we always wanted to start a family, but it just felt like we never were making enough career progress to be able to afford to have a family. So it's like we're trying to make progress, trying to start businesses, trying to make progress, and we just never could get to a spot where we were comfortable enough to have kids. Right. And now that we do have a kid, it's like, okay, we're making progress. We started a family.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like the opportunity to impart your own experiences and wisdom onto a fresh being is kind of cool too. Like it does make you feel a little more validated, I think. Like just in your personal experiences, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's all for something now, instead of like it's just going to die with you. Because at the end of the day, if you learn some things in life and you gain some wisdom, but like you're not, some super like, Elon Musk or something, then it feels kind of like all of it dies with you.
Right.
But then when you have a kid, they look up to you like a superhero. Like, you know what I mean? Like in their world, you are the epitome of success. And so in a way, it feels like anything that's worthwhile that you gained, you can give to them.
It's crazy because I feel like I have so much more to learn. Mm-hmm. It's like, do I know enough right now?
Heck no. Yeah, I feel
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do I know enough to where I have enough to give him?
Right. That's a good question. Do you feel like if you had to gauge a percentage, what would you?
Impossible. Because I mean, I think in life you should always be learning.
Yeah.
So a percentage, am I at 50% learn completion? It's just impossible. Always be learning. Yeah. But you can like cross a critical mass. Like have I crossed the critical mass to where I'm mature enough and I know enough that I could responsibly parent a child? Well, I sure hope so.
But then it's like we won't know until he's a teenager.
Until we see the results.
Yeah. We won't know until it's like, that's all you.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah, the reality of like, okay, all the groundwork we're laying right now is going to come back in like the most beautiful positive way, or it's going to like bite us in the butt, is so like here, so like in my face right now.
Yeah, so it's just like so many different emotions.
Right.
But then I guess as you get more seasoned as a parent, maybe the emotions settle, you kind of get the hang of things. Yeah. Like 10 years down the road, we probably won't be thinking these same thoughts.
Yeah, maybe it'll be so in flow that you don't even really think about it. Like maybe I'm hoping that in a way I can fall asleep to the like cerebral part of it and I can just like enjoy it and do my best, Yeah. Because right now, every little detail, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I traumatizing him? Oh my gosh, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Am I going to scar him if I, use this ointment or that? Or is his skin so sick? You know what I mean? I'm just like, it's like, hopefully that goes away. I've been a little bit paranoid and obsessive about every little detail, as a new parent. But yeah, I don't know, man. But now that I feel like the whole pregnancy experience it feels very long, and like when is the baby going to be there and like what's it going to be like, and then finally when they're born, it's like you pressed like start.
Right. It was the best day ever.
Yeah. Like then you really kick things off.
It's another emotion that I never really felt before, like at least not that much, like proud or pride or whatever.
And now you do?
Yeah. Like the other day when he was eating that ribeye, I was on cloud 9. I was just the proudest parent ever.
Aww.
I was like, what have I been proud of? I guess proud of like my own work, but it doesn't even compare. Like if you do a really good job at something, or even at school, you do really good on a test, or you build something with all your tools, you build it really well, you're proud of yourself.
Right.
But I mean, we're talking about proud all lowercase versus proud all uppercase, 3 exclamation marks. You feel me? Like
That's so true.
It's basically 2 different things.
That's so true.
But there's just so many emotions that may be the same, but I feel them so much deeper now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I see it in you too. Like your emotional spectrum is just so much more colorful now.
No, that's partially due to music as well, though.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between the two, and maybe because of the music journey that I've just like emotionally opened up some to feel different feelings. Yeah. And so then becoming a parent, now I'm more emotionally available. I think I feel more emotions. I feel them deeper.
It was like the perfect like final piece of the puzzle before you became a dad. Like, right. That was really, I mean, yeah. You know, I also feel like sort of like just like a connector, like just like a middle piece in, you know what I mean? Just like the plus sign in an equation, but just like instead of feeling like on an island, just alone, isolated, just like this being, now I feel like a part of a continuation, if that makes sense.
Like because circle of life kind of continuation?
Kind of, yeah, kind of like that. Like basically the most sort of, I don't know, natural, animalistic core purpose thing you can do, we've done now. So it's like do it again to increase your chances of success and survival or whatever of your DNA kind of thing. But I feel like a piece of a puzzle and not just like it. Just like, you know what I mean?
Kind of. I mean, I kind of get what you're talking about when you're talking about the animal brain, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like before.
You're talking like at a primal, instinctual level.
Yeah, at a primal level, before it just felt like whatever I hunt today will spoil tomorrow if I don't eat it, if we don't eat it, you know what I'm saying? But now it feels like it will be like consumed and a future hunter will, you know what I mean? It feels like I've contributed, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to express these
Lexi
feelings.
did good job.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Lexi birth. Like, I don't know. It's like, that's kind of rudimentary. It feels very cave woman. Man, those first few weeks are very cave woman-esque. Like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. The third trimester into that fourth trimester are very, very like bare bones, like rudimentary human nature.
That's why I nicknamed you Broomhilda.
Man, because your organs like gutted. Like I just felt like, oh, my whole body was just like ripped open, and now it's just like piecing itself back together as I'm caring for this little fragile baby.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Since we're on this train of thought, with birth and recovery seeming extremely difficult to say the least, right? Is that fair to say? Birth and recovery were difficult.
Well, I would say this. I had an easier experience than a lot of people do. I didn't have a surgery. I didn't have any major damage or anything. And it was still really hard. Like I just never imagined it being so hard. So yeah, I would say it's difficult.
It's fair to say it's difficult. Okay. And so then there's other parts that are difficult. Okay. And what else is... Like, what was the most difficult part, basically, becoming a new parent? You got birth, recovery for a woman. Okay. What else would you say is, like, more of a difficult aspect of it?
I think that initial recovery, going from... Because I gained, like, 50% of my body weight. Like, I gained a lot of weight. And going from, like, housing this being and all this extra water and everything to, like, getting back to your normal size and everything, that's the hardest part. While you're caring for an infant.
What else is difficult?
Like caring for an infant, you mean? Like that? That's hard because they need so much. So it's just like every 2 hours. Everything. Like you basically, that being that's inside of you, so you're used to carrying them in your belly, so your hands are free. Now your arms are carrying this fragile person who can't even hold their head up, and they need like constant like eat and, you know, be changed and crying all the time kind of thing. That's hard, but doing it while your body's like piecing itself back together, like your organs are shifting back in place. That's the hardest part.
Okay, so if someone came to you and they were on the fence about whether they wanted to have a kid or not, and you went over the difficult parts, we talked a little bit about the positive parts, what would you say to them?
Do it. Do it. 100%. Do it. You'll never regret it. Because the third trimester, 3 months at the end of your pregnancy, and the fourth trimester, which is basically that first 3 months, 4 months with your baby.
Yeah, this is slang stuff. Not everyone knows what this means. I didn't know what this meant until like a month ago. You were talking about fourth trimester. I'm like, is that just the 11 days over? Because I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
So fourth trimester means after you've given birth.
Like the first 3 months of having a newborn. Okay. So like basically you're out of the newborn stage after 3 months. Within 3 months. They call that
the fourth trimester.
They call it the fourth trimester because I didn't know this either, but the woman's body is readjusting. So like you're going to shed a lot of hair. Your hormones are going to be nuts. You're going to be really emotional. You're going to have all kinds of crazy things going on with your body. And because of that, simultaneously with like taking care of an infant that needs so much, it's really taxing mentally. Plus you're sleep deprived. Like you've never been sleep deprived before. Like you're sleeping in chunks of like 45 minutes. you know? So that combination makes it extremely difficult, but do it, because after the 6 months of that, like just 3rd trimester pregnancy and, 4th trimester, then the rest of your life, you have a whole person that's like a built-in BFF, like a person that you have them unconditionally. You got each other through thick and thin,
Built-in BFF.
I mean, I know, not really, but it's like the feeling that you feel like when people say BFF, I think they're just saying something like
best friend forever.
They feel really close. Yeah, they feel really bonded with someone, like really bonded deeply, And I think that like this, I don't know what this means, but I felt this urge to make this symbol, But it's like you have that forever, And I think there's nothing like a parent and a child, and like, you can mess it up, you can ruin it, you can butt heads, but so probably have a few, but I mean, I think it's just so special and unique, and I would say do it.